Good evening down under and good morning here in the States to all the wonderful people in the Moonlight Mafia. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a wonderful day as always, and we know that. Had a wonderful night last night with some awesome creators. Um, Grew everyone's channels a little bit and had some fun in the process. Boy, it was great. We had Sandvan on. We had that was one of the creators from Down Under that we had on. But we had a number of guys on, number of gals. Uh, CME Traveling. We had Eddie Lugo Studios. The list goes on and on. As we did our first ever creator showcase with Funnelheads, and it was just a great night. I didn't know how far we were going to be able to take it. I believe we could have went 4 or 5 hours last night, guys, and we ended up we stopped at 2 hours and 58 minutes because we had to give other people time to come on, and we didn't want to hog the space. But it was a great night. I was very happy with the way it turned out, and I hope everyone had a great time. I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone's channels benefited from it. So go ahead and get in the chat here. Ashley Ratliff, good morning. Stream Element, Streambot, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Miss V in the house, welcome in. Call me V, welcome in. Thank you for sharing this morning with me. I hope you've got your coffee as I have mine. It's the first time since I've been back from Alaska that I've been able to get up this early, so I'm still trying to get my feet under me as I'm back in country here. But thanks for joining us this morning, and also want to say thank you to all of our mods who do so much for us. And Miss Chastity has done such a great job with doing this video for our mods. Go ahead and this is our thank you to them. All right, so a little bit of cruise news this morning to start the day off. And I get all this from Cruise Hive. That's my primary source of information for cruise news. So MSC, and I'm going to go ahead and let me get this shared with you guys so you can see what's going on here. So MSC has revealed their first ever robotic arm ride at sea. Looks like a good time to me, maybe not for everyone, but that's something that I could see myself riding on. MSC Cruises ensures that it leaves no stone unturned on its newest U.S. flagship, the MSC Seascape. On October 31st, the cruise line released details on the first robotic arm amusement ride at sea. Robotron, as it's called, will offer guests the thrills of a ride fit for land-based amusement parks while at sea. It also unleashed plans for 2 new VR-based experiences. So there's what it looks like. I've rode something similar to this. So this kind of reminds me of the Harry Potter ride, which is a robotic arm ride that's on a track down in Universal Studios. But this looks like it's going to be interesting. I'd be more interested to find out, is this the actual placement of the ride as you see it here in this picture? or is it going to be more out over the ocean, which would be even more of a thrill? Um, but we shall see as they get ready to unleash this on the populace. But it looks like it's going to be a fun ride. Also, Royal Caribbean unveils its plan to roll out Starlink fleet wide. So this is a big deal. This is a game changer. We all struggle while we're out to sea. Oh, I'm slower in the morning if you haven't noticed. I think we all are. Bear with me. So Royal Caribbean unveiled its plan to roll out Starlink fleet wide. I'll save you the reading here, but I'm going to look through and see. Let's see. So according to the company, the feedback from guests has been extremely positive so far, and by the end of the first quarter of 2023, the company hopes to roll out the Starlink to the entire fleet. That's great news. I hope a lot of other cruise lines will follow because much needed improvement and upgrade to onboard internet, which is one of the struggles that we all have when we're cruising is trying to find that good internet signal that we can vlog from, send pictures back home with, and so on and so forth. So if you're a Royal Caribbean person, that is good news for you. I think it's good news for the entire cruise industry, as you can probably expect this type of upgrade to happen throughout the fleet. However, if they're going to upgrade in this way, you can't expect maybe prices to go up because you do get what you pay for. But I'll tell you, this is something that, if it costs me an extra $10 on my reservation, I would more than comply with that. Good day, Sean and Alana. Good to see you guys in. And talking about the Creators Show, the Creators Showcase earlier. Yeah, it went so much better than I ever could have expected. We had a great time, met some new friends, and hopefully those folks that came on gained some additional supporters, and we appreciate it so much. We got a little bit of news ourselves to talk about, things that are going to happen next week, and we're going to try to help out Sean and Alana. It's not really helping out Sean and Alana; it's helping out the people that they help through their organization. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit as we move through. So Sean's saying that he caught it on the replay. So again, if you didn't get a chance to see it, go ahead and catch it on the replay. We had a great night. It was fantastic. We really enjoyed it. Can't wait to do it again. So other news within the cruise industry is, restrictions as far as COVID. I hate to call them restrictions. I guess more like regulations are continuing to drop. So we have an upcoming cruise with Royal Caribbean, and with Royal Caribbean, if you are vaccinated, you don't have to test any longer. All you have to do is show that you have been vaccinated. Unvaccinated cruisers still have to show proof of a negative COVID test no more than 3 days prior to the sailing. So that's good news. I mean, not just for the cruising industry, but also for just the COVID front in general. I think it shows that we're definitely beginning to move in the right direction as far as getting through this thing. So that's good news. And some people, it's this stuff is coming with a little bit of mixed emotions. It's been kind of a mixed bag with folks. How do I feel about this? Do I feel more safe or less safe, or am I more likely to cruise, less likely to cruise? And again, that's like with everything with how this has been. It's really up to the individual. If you don't feel safe, then don't cruise. If you do, go ahead and cruise. If you feel like you want to cruise, but you're going to take additional precautions, take those additional precautions. And depending on where you fall as far as what needs to be done, it's your own individual um, it's your own individual choice on how you handle that. I know, you know, even before this thing kicked off, if we were on vacation somewhere where there were tons of people, and you were in close spaces and everyone had their own volition to wash their hands and whatever in those. I mean, you should be doing additional hand washing anyway. And if you feel that you have a weakened immune system, you should be masking up and wearing gloves and all that kind of stuff anyway. It's just common sense. So if we just apply common sense, we'll all be in good shape. So, but again, if you're not wearing a mask and you're a mask person during this time period or phase of what we're going through, don't look down your nose at those that aren't. And that goes the other way around too. So for those of us that are not wearing masks, don't look down your nose at the ones that are. Let's be good to everyone. Good morning, Gaylors. Welcome in. Good morning, Kicking It Country, and good morning, Littered Family. And I believe, well, no, I just said good day. So that was good when I said good day to Downunder Cruisers, but good evening to you guys. I hope y'all are having a great evening. So our cruise countdown, we are, and Streambot's going to be incorrect here because I forgot to update it, but we are now 16 days away from sailing on the Symphony of the Seas for our anniversary cruise. And with that being said, if you have a cruise or vacation countdown, please throw that into the chat so we can celebrate with you guys. Also, if you have a birthday or an anniversary, throw that down into the chat. That way we can share it with everyone and celebrate with you guys, and we appreciate it. In addition to that, we really want everyone's channels to grow and get bigger. That's one of our goals, is to grow this community, because we've met so many outstanding individuals, outstanding creators, outstanding channels, that we want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to grow. So if you would please, if you're a creator, hashtag creator. If you're a supporter, hashtag supporter. And we'd appreciate that. That way folks can connect up with each other and begin enjoying each other's wonderful creations that we put on YouTube. So Downunder Cruisers with 43 days to the horizon. And man, I'll tell you what, we are excited about that for you guys. We're excited about that for Kenny. That is going to be a fantastic cruise. That is the Helping Hands for Cruising initial sailing with their initial recipient, Mr. Kenny, the Ford man. Leonard Family Fun, 164 forever days before getting on the Wonder of the Seas. Well, congratulations for that. It'll go quicker than you know. I remember when our counts were that high. And I'll tell you, it doesn't get any easier. 16 days seems like a forever time for us as well, especially with some of the things that we've got in front of us. Friday, I have an endoscopy going, and I've had some things going on in my intestinal system that really don't have much of an explanation for. So hoping that we find out something good on Friday. So all right, let's see here. Creator, supporter, Downunder Cruisers, fantastic supporters, fantastic creators, fantastic humans. Appreciate those folks. Same thing, Leonard Family Fun, fantastic creator, fantastic supporter. Kicking It Country. Yeah, I know you're looking forward to that, Scott. Scott's been burning it on both ends, and he works evenings, and he's also pastoring a church. You 47. You got me good there, friend. Now I see what you're doing there. 47 minutes until he cruises home from work. Ah. Yes, you're true. That's very true. It seems to creep when you get right there to the end. I know. It does play with your emotions. You just feel like you can't get there soon enough. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that very much. The Gaylors, they say they're just a stalker. I've seen you in enough of these chats. You're a supporter. Great cheek pincher. Which cheeks are you pinching, V? All right. I appreciate you folks. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Copy to clipboard. This is something that I haven't done yet with this showing of the Moonlight Adventures. But I'm going to drop the StreamYard link there into the chat. And if you wonderful people would like to come up on StreamYard, I'll just have to verify you down in the basement. Once I do, I'll bring you guys up. Welcome in, Sandvan. Good to have you. Good to see you. Good evening for you guys, sir. The Sand Panda. Welcome in, Panda. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, I'm foggy in the evenings, so I'm real foggy in the mornings, and I'm not always as I don't have a quick mind in the first place. I grew up in Georgia. I'm a little slow. So if you were able to catch what was going on last night with us in the Creator Showcase, that's something that we're going to do each and every month. There's the link if you guys want to come up on panel. But how do you think it went? You think did you like it? Is it something that you want to see more of? I enjoyed it. I thought it was very beneficial, but I'll take all the feedback I can get. Had a little bit of a technical issue. I continue to try and play with this OBS software thing, and I have not mastered it yet. So had a little bit of a blurry screen through the virtual camera that I was running last night. But other than that, I think it went pretty well. Leonard Family Fun. Okay. Hey, I hope you have a wonderful day. National Burnt Ends Day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I plan on doing some burnt ends out of a pork belly for this weekend as college football season kicks off. So that's cool. I love my burnt ends. I love them. Unfortunately, I can't eat as many of them as I used to with this health issue I've got going on. But man, I love me some burnt ends. That's good information. I appreciate that. Welcome in all that fluff and stuff. Good A from the Whit Sundays. Kicking it, mate. I like that name, Whit Sundays. That's a good one. Gaylors. It was a great show. We found a few channels that we'd never watched. And it was funny because there were people that came up on that show. There were channels that came up on that show. And I remembered from before we started this YouTube journey when we were just looking for information for certain things. And I was a little starstruck. I was a little like in awe that they came up on our live stream and wanted to promote their channel and try to grow. It just really blew me away. We were full of emotions as we got off last night because it was really a great night. And we were very happy with the way it went. Well, good day, friend, Mr. Sean from Downunder Cruisers.
How you going?
I am going great, man. I'm getting on. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you're getting there, and good lesson on how to actually talk with an Aussie accent. All you've got to do.
On.
No. You see, the way it works is you've got to kind of like close your mouth, right? So your
Yeah.
teeth don't move a lot.
My
And
face
as
don't
you
move a
get,
lot.
that's it. You're getting there.
Oh,
Getting
I'm
there.
getting on.
You're getting there.
Getting there.
It was great to see the sand van on earlier on.
Yeah, great dude. They put out a lot of great content. Uh, him and his wife, and
Yep.
I envy them because if you know anything about us, I would really like to trade our house in for. I would really like to trade our house in for a proper van.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got to make the money to keep the van going, and yeah, no, it's all good.
So all that fluff and stuff said, I need to. I think she meant words. I need to cut my words off and not stretch them out. So
That's
that's part of
correct. That's
yeah.
it. But then the Kiwis clip it even more. So I won't go into that discussion because the last time I did that, I got you into trouble. So
So yeah, how'd your day go? You have a good day?
today was an interesting one. I was doing test and tag. So we test and tag electronic equipment. It's a government requirement that all electronic devices that have an electrical cord that are lower than 2.5 meters need to be tested on a regular basis.
That's very
So that's one of the
specific,
things
mate.
we do.
It's very specific, mate.
Yeah, you got to be Pacific here, you know.
I have a hard time. Until I try to do what you just told me to do, I don't realize how long I stretch them out, mate. Uh, I really stretch those words out.
And what gets me is sometimes I can attempt to do the American accent and I screw it right up because I'll mix everybody's accent in there between the north, the south, the east, the west, and everywhere in between.
Yeah, it's funny. Some of the accents I try to do, I end up three or four get in there. Like if I try to do like a Korean accent because my son's in Korea, for some reason I get a whole lot of Ireland in there. It's like, where is that coming from? Then if I go Hispanic with it's like there's a whole lot of Chinese there. It's like, what do we,
Where'd that come from?
Pacific. Oh, yeah. So I mean, it's really cool to see that we're pulling in more Aussies and hopefully
It's
Kiwis as
nice.
well.
It's nice
You
to
know,
see.
yeah, it is, and I like talking with you guys because there's really not, in my opinion, our cultures are so similar. I think we get on very well, mate.
The only difference between you guys and us is that goddamn accent, you know.
Hey, I can get thicker. I mean, if you can, you giggle a little bit there. Um, if I had my father-in-law on here and me and him gets talking, oh boy. I could probably, if Scott came up on the panel from Kicking It Country, we would go into Redneck Secure and you'd have no idea what we were talking about.
Actually, it was quite funny. I was listening originally when I listened to Ron Darrell.
Oh yeah.
I actually have to listen to him and I have to concentrate because he don't when he's talking he's kind of like swallowing his words as he's talking and it just gets hard sometimes to pick what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
So I've really got
Welcome
to
in, Najuma.
concentrate. G'day, Najuma. Now there's a supporter extraordinaire, that lady.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I'm still champion over her in trivia though.
Well,
Got to
yeah.
remind her. Or got a reminder of that
But
we.
but let me just put this to you, Josh. There's one thing she's doing that you're not. She might be second rate at trivia because you beat her, but I'll tell you now, she's coming on the cruise and you're not.
I know,
So
I know, I know,
that's where
man.
she wins out every time.
It's not for lack of trying. It's for lack of support from work. So
Yeah, any excuse will do. You could have got work to come with. I mean, seriously.
well, but you know what? If I miss this one, but if on the backside we're able to come down and see you guys for that FY24 cruise out of Sydney.
Yep.
It was Sydney, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It would
Sailing out of
it will
Sydney.
all be worth it.
It will be. It will be.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna have to hang around a little bit longer than 14 days.
Oh, if we come down there, we're gonna get our money's worth. So yeah, we will definitely stay longer.
So then if you come down, there are some things that you've just got to see. I'll tell you, there's no finer harbour than Sydney Harbour in terms of beauty.
Yeah.
And there is a zoo there called Taronga Zoo, and the animals at Taronga Zoo are right on the harbour. They have the most exquisite view.
Wow.
I don't think they realise just how lucky they are, those giraffes and kangaroos and all the others that are there.
Yeah, I mean it's a bucket list for me, and the unit I was in the military, they took trips often down to Australia, but it seemed like every time they went TDY to Australia, I was having to go TDY to wonderful places like Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. But yeah, that always escaped me. I mean, we had folks going to Puerto Rico, and like, yeah, you're going back to combat, buddy. That's the thanks I get for being good at my job. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Gaylors say they spent 13 weeks in Georgia and was told they needed to learn English again. No, man, we speak the King's English in Georgia. We speak that old English.
So when we first arrived in Australia, we my mom, my sister and I, we were at a little cafeteria waiting for my father to come out of his job interview. And this guy goes up to the counter and he says to the guy behind the counter, do, 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 do. And the guy behind the counter goes, would you like sauce with that? And I went up to the counter to have a look at exactly what he asked for. And it was a risole. I did not understand one word he said. Not one word.
Yeah, it's amazing. I went to Lithuania, and in Lithuania they have they speak the Lithuanian language, but primarily unless it's Lithuanian to Lithuanian, and it's they will speak Lithuanian, but really for their businesses. In their day to day, they speak English, and they speak very proper English. I mean, really well spoken. And the same thing, it's just like, excuse me, what did you say? It's like, well, this is my language. No, you're not speaking it correctly. But the Lithuanian, that's a place that if you ever get to visit, it blew my mind. I was thinking, I'm going to Eastern Europe. This is going to be dreary and dark, and I'm not too excited. Spent 2 weeks there in Kaunas, Lithuania. Wow. It's so awesome there. It's a wonderful place to visit. A lot of history there.
When that iron wall came down, it opened up that whole Eastern Europe, and it is just exquisite.
All that fluff and stuff says that I have to come down and check out the Great Barrier Reef. And is this the same zoo you were talking about?
Dubbo Zoo? No, Dubbo Zoo is right in the middle of. It's almost between Melbourne and Brisbane, so it's like right in the middle of in the centre. Taronga Zoo is right on Sydney Harbour.
Okay.
With Sundays is actually quite exquisite because it is the gateway to the Barrier Reef.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to see the Great Barrier Reef.
Yep.
Hopefully by 2024. So we have a 5-year plan here at Moonlight Adventures.
Yep.
And Chastity and I, we both work multiple things. So we deliver groceries and just things that we do outside of our Chastity does Instacart primarily, and then I have my job with the government that I do, and then in the evenings I'll moonlight, no pun intended, um, umpiring baseball and you know do a little bit of reselling on eBay with some things, and also do Instacart as well. And that's kind of our play money because we want to put our entire paychecks toward just getting all our debts paid off because I want to be debt free and able to travel the way that we want to travel within 5 years. And we believe we can make that happen. So hopefully we'll be so close to that goal in 24 that
Well, that'd be great.
we'll come have a banger of a time, mate.
Mate, you'll have such a banger over time, you won't know what hit you, man.
That sounded like Boomhauer. So you know
Yeah.
anything about King of the Hill?
No,
Oh man, you need to watch a little bit of King of the Hill. That will give you a lot of good content for interacting with us gringos over here in the United States.
gringos.
That's what
That's
the
their
Mexican
name.
people call us.
That's what they call you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But in order for you to be called a gringo, you've got to have the right accent. There you go. I throw 3 accents into there as well.
Yeah, we're breaking all kinds of community protocols here with our
Aren't we?
appropriations.
Aren't we?
Oh man,
It was nice to see Chastity earlier on.
yeah, yeah. She's finally she makes the channel a lot more bright for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad to see her. I'm glad that she's back. Um, you know,
When are you
I,
going back up to Alaska? You're going to go up there again, or
so the next time we go to Alaska, it will not be on business. It'll be on
pleasure?
pleasure. Yeah,
Much better.
I'm not sure when though. So we finished up what we were doing up there. Now that it's over, I can talk about it. We just couldn't talk about it really while we were there, but we had some flight testing that we needed to do for some software, um, and there was a specific reason for doing it in that area, and but it was great. We got to see all kinds of wildlife while we were out at the range. Went to Denali, and
Don't call the Alaskans wildlife, please.
hey, I'll tell you what. So the first time that I went to Alaska, we went and we got out in the locale and we went to this little bar called the Midnight Mine, and we sat down, and I mean it was a hole in the wall local kind of place. Um, Looking across the bar from where we were sitting, there was a legit native Alaskan Eskimo, a few of them, and one of them was giving me that just the whole time, like he was annoyed with my existence. Um, and I'm like, geez. So I asked the bartender. I said, what's up with that guy over there? Is he going to try to like wear my skin later, or what's going on? And he's like, oh no, he's actually that's just how he is. He looks at everybody that way. But I was like, oh man, I'm not going to make it out of here alive. I don't imagine the Aussies will be that way with me. I think I'll get on much better with the Aussies.
Well, it depends on where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you did something like go to Uluru and try and climb the rock, you might get that look.
I want to go hang out with some folks and play the didgeridoo.
You can get them.
Yeah, just get drunk and didgeridoo, and then maybe sometimes do if I get really sauced, maybe I'll do some things that I should didgeridoo don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Wall, 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 wall.
There might be a didgeridoo at the meetup.
Oh boy. So with regard to the meetup, are we gonna like maybe meet up at Outback?
Uh, it's not Aussie enough.
I know, man. I was poking you. I wanted to see your reaction when I brought up Outback. Now,
Besides, Amy's going to be there. She wouldn't want to be at work.
yeah. Well, you know what? If we were meeting up, oh, there's a didgeridoo.
And the way I play it is I play a didgeridoo. That's about all I can do with it.
That's awesome.
I haven't got the cycling breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. They keep that thing going.
They breathe in through the nose while they're pushing the air out with their mouth. It's phenomenal. It's just
Yeah. So you could never be a Navy SEAL. So
I could never be a SEAL on anything.
So the SEALs, it's not just the SEALs, but anyone in the military who does like military type diving, one of the tests that they have to do is they have to prove that they can breathe through their mouth while their nose is clogged.
Yep.
But if you have the ability to do that, some people just can't do it because it's they have an involuntary thing within their system that keeps them from doing it. But you should be able to, if you could do that, you should be able to do the recyclatory breathing that you're talking about.
Yep.
So Fluff and Stuff says it's illegal to climb the Uluru these days. It hasn't been open to the public for years.
That is correct. It has been illegal for the last 5 years.
Is it one of those red peaks that you guys have, rock formations?
It is that traditional red rock that you see.
Okay.
It was known as Ayers Rock.
Okay.
Its traditional name is Uluru.
Yeah, that's the Stargate. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Paul. Welcome
G'day,
in.
Paul.
The voice that could melt steel. It's like butter. Yeah, he could have been a radio DJ.
He could have been. He could have made a lot of money doing radio.
Yeah, he could have. He could have cut all kinds of promos on radio. I mean, it's no wonder that he landed Meg with a voice like that.
It's true. It's true.
Hello, Meg. It is your man.
Voice. What can we say?
Yeah.
Okay. I could ask a question, but I'm thinking it might end up being an inappropriate question, which is not intended.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to get over there and there's a lot of I'll have to talk to Fluff and Stuff and maybe have her. Okay, I understand what she's saying. So the rock itself, the Uluru. So I'm assuming she's talking about the. Why can't I? I was thinking about it earlier. Had the term on the indigenous people of Australia, the
Aboriginals.
The Aboriginals, yeah. Which that's an interesting group of people right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing. There's a lot of similarities, in my opinion, to Alaska, which Alaska was its own for a little while, and Australia, not temperature-wise or anything like that, but just the indigenous peoples and the way that it's been inhabited by folks from the lower 48. But the size, too, because Australia is huge. People don't realize when they look at the map the size of your country. Yeah, and it used to blow me away when I would think about Australia and the fact. I mean, you have your own ecosystems for almost everything, right? You have your own entertainment, your own, musicians that are different from anywhere else in the world, but it's because of the size of your country.
Correct.
Yeah. Which the greatest thing to me that ever came out of Australia was the Wiggles.
Ha.
Fruit salad, yummy.
Favorite one as well.
So we went to a Wiggles concert in Mobile, Alabama. So our youngest son was just a Wiggles fan through the roof. I bought myself a feather sword because I loved Captain Feathersword. but I mean, it was the only kids genre stuff that I could put up with. I mean, they actually, and their concerts, man, it was an awesome concert. I mean, it wasn't just the kids; the parents were up and dancing with those guys. They put on a great. Now that was the original. That was before Jeff passed away, and the original Wiggles.
You know that the originals were never always the Wiggles.
They were the Cockroaches, right?
That's correct. They were a rock and roll band.
Yeah, they're good. Anthony, he is very talented. The Blue
Yeah,
Wiggle, and I think he's still going. I
yeah,
think
he's
he's the
still
only
around.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you coming up. So while you're up, how do you feel about the lacks of restrictions, COVID wise, here in the states? And do you? I'll have a second part to that question in a second. So how do you feel about it?
excited because it means that we don't have to worry about testing. I
Yeah,
mean, from our point of view, we're spending a bucket load of money to come over there, and then you have this test before the cruise. I need to have that wrong response, in which case you don't go on it. You've just spent a bucket load of money to get there, not to cruise.
yeah.
So we're excited about the fact that the testing has relaxed quite a bit. And
Does it? Do you feel like, or does it look like that things may be changing for the Aussies as well, as far as the testing goes?
we will follow suit. I
Yeah,
mean, I heard something today which I've got to check up, and that is we don't have to test to go into the US, and I was worried that we would have to test to come home. But I was told that that's not the case, and so I need to just check that up for starters.
that's
Whether or
good.
not testing is done by people who are not Aussies, I don't know. I have to confirm that.
Well, that's good. And I think it's been interesting through this whole thing. It's almost you could follow what's going on in the cruise community and with the cruise lines, and it seems that private industry is soon to follow suit. Is
Yep.
that it's almost like a large petri dish, for lack of a better term, and as restrictions are pulled off, it's almost like a live experiment with humans to see what would happen. Because if you can pull it off in a cruise and not have that many cases when you come off,
You can pull
then
it off anywhere.
exactly. And I don't know that that's really going on. It would seem so. So I think it's good news, not just for cruising, but also just for the world in general and coming out of this thing.
But I think the real thing that's happening here is that the news media are no longer having any opportunity to bite at the cruising community
Yeah,
because I mean, the industry has gone and self-regulated since, even with the CDC rules and all that sort of stuff. The industry has self-regulated, and it's done it in a way that said to the rest of the world, "Bugger you, we don't have any issues. You got it all on land."
yeah.
And it's taken a bit of a while for that mindset to actually turn around with the media. So it's great to see. We're excited about it.
So before you go, I wanted to share something with you. This is something we're going to do next Thursday, or next
Yep.
Wednesday, rather. Sorry.
Yep.
We're going to try to help raise some money for Helping Hands for Cruising, and we are going to do it via the Wheel of Doom.
Oh, awesome.
So there you see it. And for $2 a spin, you will get to spin the Wheel of Doom, and you will get to see either Chastity or I do some of these things. So let me
Uh, Exciting.
let me uncover that so you can see all the selections. There you go.
Yep.
So eat molasses. Let's see. Let me give that the full screen layout. A shot of pickle juice, a shot of hot sauce,
Ooh.
spoon of cinnamon. Eat a banana with the peel still on.
Oh.
Spoonful of mayonnaise and peanut butter mixed together.
Oh.
Shot of apple cider vinegar. Eat a strawberry dipped in mustard.
Oh.
Pickle covered in honey. and a mixture of tuna and yogurt.
Oh,
So yeah, but you know what? We are more than happy to do it for Helping Hands for Cruising, and even more specifically, your first recipient, Kenny.
now just for your info, since you started this whole thought process of putting in some extra dollars for his OBC, you want to know what the current figure is right now?
Go ahead.
A little
What
over
do you?
$300.
Awesome. That's so good.
And I am incredibly grateful to you for setting that up.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've been getting some credit for this, and I'll the only credit I can take is just throwing the idea out there. But V and Danny and Crystal have been working really hard. I've done nothing yet other than just throw an idea out there. So
Uh, But it all starts with an idea, right?
yeah,
And for that, we are really excited.
I appreciate that, and I can't wait to get the Darathon going, and hopefully we can double and triple that count, whatever it is, once we get there.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's not going to stop here. I mean, we love Kenny, but we want to do the same for James Cantonese, and we want to whoever I've told you this, and we've talked about this offline, and we love St. Jude. We have a special place in our heart for St. Jude. But as you and I have talked, St. Jude, while they still need to be donated to, um, people know about it, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are an upstart, so you guys are going to be our primary focus as far as raising funds go from
Oh,
this
thank
point
you.
forward. And the next big event that we do, similar to what we did out on the boardwalk in Virginia Beach, it will be in support of Helping Hands for Cruising. I'm still trying to figure out a way to do the tricycle ride that I was telling you that I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah.
But with my health condition right now, I couldn't pull it off. So, but we're still looking at doing that. Hopefully,
Well,
I'll get good word.
we want you healthy and happy.
Yeah,
That's our prayer. And, but as well as that, we appreciate everything that you're doing to assist the cause. And I am so thrilled that there is somebody else out there that actually gets to see my vision.
yeah,
And you know, we we know that this thing is not going to go away very quickly.
yeah.
We know that we're going to impact so many people and change so many lives, and that makes my heart good. It makes me sing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing because we always think about helping the underserved, helping the handicapped, helping, you know, but we don't think about. We always think about the monetary side of it. We think about feeding them, clothing, but we don't think about the things that they should get to experience, like a cruise. Um, everyone should experience overseas travel at least once in their
Oh,
life. It's life
yeah,
changing.
correct.
It changed my perspective on how the world works. So, the military changed it. And then when I went overseas, it completely changed it. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But, when you see, and I challenge anyone who goes on cruises or goes on overseas travel to look past the facade of everything that you see when you get off on that cruise port, because there's a third world country behind a lot of those cruise ports.
Yeah.
Honduras is a place that we're going to go on our next cruise, and I have a friend he's been going on for 5 years trying to adopt a little girl from Honduras who was thrown into a trash can uh, because of her handicaps, and um, it's a cruel and brutal world. So we always try to spread the love when we're in those cruise ports as well, because we realize that even though they're putting on a good show for us when we get off there, when they go back home, they're probably living in a metal shack, or there's no
Correct.
telling what their
Correct.
conditions. So,
Correct.
uh, but you know, aside from that, I didn't mean to take the chat down here, but um, the folks in our, like Kenny, who it makes my heart just overjoyed I've never seen the beach. I've
But
never
you
even
know what?
seen the ocean. You know.
Even a little bit further than that, there might be the Kennys in the world, and there might be those that are um, a lot worse off than him.
Oh
And
yeah.
we look at also the people who have to take care of people like that. They also need a break. They
Yes.
also need an opportunity to get out there and don't have that opportunity. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's that we're open to all sorts and let them have time of their life, even if it is for a week, 2 weeks.
So fluff and stuff. Anything we can do. I mean, we're just a small channel. I feel like we're growing pretty fast, but um, we have a heart for charity. So if there's anything we can do ever to help with.
Fluff and stuff. Where are you? Which part of Oz?
Uh, she was saying up here earlier. So
Is she with
Whit
Sundays?
Sundays.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's she. She might have been talking about the Whit Sundays, but I didn't think she
Oh,
was from there.
okay. Yeah. But one thing that really excites me about Kenny specifically, just because I've met him, is it's not just the blessing to him, but anyone he comes in contact with on that cruise, it's a lifelong impact that he's going to have on those people.
The attitude that that man has, I am just unbelievably in admiration of him. I tell you what.
Yeah, I don't know if you. So when you watch the replay, um, Brian from um, How We Cruise,
Yep.
I don't think he had ever heard Kenny's story.
No.
And and when Kenny got done talking about all of his challenges, the first thing he said was, "But God has been so good to me, and I am so blessed."
Yep.
And you could see how that impacted Brian. I mean, and it's choking me up a little bit thinking about it right now.
Yep.
Uh,
And even
he
if you just watch Darian's show of Kenny walking up the Anarubi Falls, I mean, that was just unbelievable.
yeah, yeah, and he is determined to tour that ship from aft to forward, top to bottom, and he will. He'll do it. And I have no excuses. My excuses are all invalid. You know,
Your
um,
excuses are 6 inches between your ears.
exactly, exactly. Well, hey man, I appreciate you coming up. I'm gonna bring you down. I'm gonna close this thing out because we have folks coming on here soon. We've got make sure you guys go over and raid Sea Leg Journeys and
Yep.
also CME Travels. Here
Yep.
they come up following me.
Yep.
Um, and I don't know, so I'm not privy to everything that goes on in your area as far as folks that come up on YouTube. So, is there anybody that has things coming up down under that you want to bring up, Sean?
Actually, surprisingly enough, there's not a lot of Aussie content coming out that I know of in our genre. I mean, there is. They tend to Aussies tend to spend a lot more time on Facebook than they do on YouTube. So I'm finding that
Really?
quite interesting.
So let me give you the solo layout, and you didn't have the opportunity last night to come up, and so selflessly promote yourself and let us know what you have coming up, and what we can expect out of the Down Under Cruisers.
Shameless promotion. Yeah. Okay. So Down Under Cruises, we do. We're based in Melbourne. Our intention is that we want to encourage as many people from the other side of the pond to come down and visit our region, Australia and New Zealand, because I think we are the best region in the world. And I say that shamelessly. So as a result, we run I do a shared live stream on a Wednesday evening Melbourne time at 8 p.m. with the astute tourist Jimmy, who is based in New Hampshire. And we do alternating weeks only because we fell in exactly the same time slot and figured we're talking about the stuff, why don't we just join forces? So last Wednesday, yesterday was my turn. Next week will be Jimmy's turn, and we'll go up and we'll co-host together. Then every Friday night on your side of the pond there, Josh, at 10 p.m. Eastern, which equates to currently it is midday here in Melbourne. We do another live stream, that being the Downunder Cruises live stream. And basically everything gets put across to the Helping Hands for Cruising live stream until we get some more content with that as well. And so we want as many people to come in and join in. And by the way, we are 5 short of 500. So we're trying to get as many people come and join in as possible. And basically our main focus now is driving everything towards that great cruise that we're going to be going on. And then after that, it'll be the next one and the next one and the next one. So come in, join us. We do our chats. We have some fun, and it's all about cruising and bringing people to Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all you're doing, and we thank you. And anything we do that goes towards Helping Hands for Cruising as far as content. So, the Wheel of Doom thing, if you guys want to playlist that on Helping Hands, you're more than welcome.
Well, what we're going to try and get you to do is try and see if we can't actually stream that on Helping Hands for Cruising.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So, if you're streaming it there as well, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we would just get with me closer we get to Wednesday, and we'll set that up. I have no problems with doing that. So any way we can help out, we want to. So
awesome.
Sean, we love you. We appreciate you, mate, and can't wait to be in touch with you again. Let Alana know that I said hi.
Thank you. You guys have a safe day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. All right, guys. So that was Sean with Downunder Cruisers. If you are not subscribed, go over there and do that now. And I would encourage you also to hit that alert bell, because their content is fantastic. They are great people, and they deserve as much support as they can possibly receive. 5 away from 500, and it would be huge for them to open up the community tab, because they can share all the Helping Hands for Cruising information there through the community tab. So let's get them to 500 stat if we could. So, we appreciate them very much. They have a huge heart for giving, and just huge hearts and good folks in general. So the Moonlight Adventures, what we have going on the rest of this week. So on tomorrow at 2:15, we have a premiere coming out. I went and visited Santa Claus house while I was in Alaska. So we're going to take a tour of Santa Claus house. You're not going to want to miss that. That was a wonderful trip up at the North Pole of Alaska. And then on Saturday, the World Wrestling Vlog, we will be coming to you live and doing a live reaction from Clash at the Castle, or not from Clash at the Castle, but while Clash at the Castle pay-per-view is going on in Cardiff, Wales. And then Sunday, we will be back at it with our normally scheduled programming, which would be the Moonlight Adventures, Shooting the Breeze with Moonlight Adventures. And we are not going to be there, Chastity and I. We're going to have to turn everything over to Gunnar Wayne Firebird and Peggy Sue, and you are not going to want to miss that. You're not going to want to miss those guys as they take over controls of the Moonlight Adventure Studio. So come over and check that out. It's going to be fun times. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday. Once again, we thank everyone within the Moonlight Mafia. Let's go on over and let's raid Sea Leg Journeys and let's raid CME as they come on next. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Moonlight Adventures, we are almost, and now we're out.